G'day guys, and today Sean and I are going to do AFL Q&A episode 8. We're ticking along very nicely, mates, with the episodes. I can't believe how many we've got.
It's going pretty well, isn't it? They keep coming, which is good.
No, let's keep them going, guys. All you got to do is comment questions in the comment section, and we pretty much answer them the coming Sunday from the video. And we're doing Q&A episode 7's questions now, and going to answer those. So that's pretty much all we do in this segment.
Yeah, good stuff.
Fans love it, and we love doing it too. But first question, Jack Watson, what's he got? He's got, what's your take on academies? Should they be there? Should all clubs have them? Is the new valuing system fair? Well, to put it simply, I don't care too much about the new valuing system or about the whole topic, but I don't like them, full stop. I find it almost unfair that Sydney and GWS have them and other clubs don't. And Sydney are favoured enough, as you probably know, and love to talk about how they're favoured and Adam Goods and whatnot. So I think they get the rub of the green enough without having an academy to almost have players underneath their wings. It's almost like a cheat sheet in an exam, I reckon. So that's my little metaphor for that one. But put simply, either every club has them or no one has them. So your take, mate. Go for it.
Yeah, no, cheers for the question, Watto. I feel like it. You just want to hear my thoughts on it because I reckon he knows his answer. But either way, it's good. It's a tricky one. There's a lot of different angles. I think. I mean, of course, we have better access to players in Victoria, and there's a better draw card to come to a Melbourne club as a player.
Yep.
More footy down here. They're competing with rugby up there. I guess that's why they have them, and to a certain extent, I agree with them. The fact that they need to be producing players, they have less access to them. They're fighting rugby up there and whatnot. But then again, on the flip side of that, Isaac Heaney is the example that how can you get a player of his calibre at pick 18? I don't think that's fair. So,
So it's unfair.
yeah, exactly. And look, should every club have them? Well, no way. I mean, we used to do that basically. We used to have zones, and you'd zone to a club. They got rid of that for the reason. I mean, I'm a big rat for the national draft. I love the draft. I think it does its job. It works well. Just leave it.
Keep it there.
And I feel the academy slightly slaps it in the face a little bit, I think. Alters that. And they've noticed that, and fair enough. I think Heaney probably wouldn't have even played football if it wasn't for this academy. So, look, it's great that we've basically got him from rugby playing footy. That's a tick. But you got to have a fairness about it. So, as for the valuing system, which is to level it up and make them pay for what he's actually worth, it's extremely, I don't know if it's fair, mate, but I'll tell you what, it's damn confusing.
Yes. You have a look?
Yeah, I like the system behind it, but your average Joe fan's going to look at it and go, what the hell is going on? I mean, I was looking at going, what the hell's going on?
I wouldn't say you're an average Joe fan.
No, I wouldn't think so. But look, I understand it, but a lot of point systems, a lot of values, and it will even it up, but fans like things to be simple and like it to be obvious, and they see it how it is. This is far from it. Very confusing. It's a tricky one, sort of with the father and son too. They've messed about with that. But look, I think it's been good for clubs to get on their up and get on their feet. But maybe I think either get a nice fair system happening, but we shouldn't be getting Heaney at pick 18 to the Swans because I think he was probably a top 3 pick.
Yeah, that was the discussion for the draft of last year. So
yeah. So look, there's the answer for you, Watto, but we'll move on to Mazzy Carts here. A Giants question again. Gee, they love them. But
they really do.
GWS have been talked up as being the powerhouse of the next 10 years. Do you think this will be the case, and how many premierships do you think they will win in this period? Yeah, they have been, and I think they will be a powerhouse. They got access to 2 national drafts with all their luxuries and stuff.
Very fair.
Yeah, Gold Coast only got 1, which is interesting.
And they're doing better than Gold Coast at the moment, with all the controversy there. But
yeah, I think last week there was something like 9 first-round picks in the Giants 2s. So they have a wealth of players at their disposal, and I do think they will be a powerhouse, mate. To put a number on premierships is near on impossible. I think they'll certainly win one in 10 years. But to say whether they win multiple or 3-peat, so much has to go past. But I think they'll certainly win a flag in that time.
All right.
And certainly powerhouse.
Could be. I've gone with one or 2. As you said, it's so hard to predict. I mean, we don't even know who's going to be the next powerhouse. So Who are the Giants?
Yeah, it looks fairly likely. They certainly, if they can keep enough of the players, then they'll be a scary prospect.
Yeah, it's scary just thinking about it. Sporting stuff says, what footy club did you play for? I played for Bell Park up until last year. I played for Thompson, mate. Good old Thompson Tigers. Played there from 2007 to 2010. I took a couple of years off and then played a year in 2013, which was reserves then. So I wouldn't have played. I don't think Bell Park's in the same league. I think they're in the GFL.
Yeah.
So when I was playing GDFL in 2013, I wouldn't have played against Bell Park, but maybe in my under 14s, under 16 days potentially. So yeah, I played for Thompson. Don't know if I was ever matched on you 1-on-1, but who knows? That's no, good question. Sporting stuff. The footy collector. Where did the name Tiziano 100 come from? Can't read today. Well, you know what? I kicked 100 one season, and just had to name after that.
Here we go.
No, I've never kicked 100. But basically, YouTube suggested it. It's pretty simple. I think I'll put it in Tizio, and they weren't too keen on it. And they said, oh, Tizio isn't available. Would you like Tizio 100? I'm like, yes, I'll pick that one.
This bloke's expecting a massive story behind the name, and you've just been auto-corrected to Tizio 100.
Pretty much, mate. That's sort of how it went.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Very, very happy story, that one.
He's got a few questions, though, doesn't he?
He loves it. Ablett versus Pendlebury, both their peak years. Well, I don't want to be mean here, mate, but that's an easy question, and Ablett easily.
Yeah,
Yourself?
yeah, very simple. I mean, all due respect to Pendles, it's certainly Ablett. I'd probably rate him as arguably the best player of all time, certainly the best I've ever seen. So
Yeah, exactly.
Gary Ablett for both of us.
Absolutely.
Bit of a hypothetical one he's got next. Let's say Fife got a broken leg and was out all season. Who would win the Brownlow? I actually think this one's obvious as well.
Probably him.
Nah, Dan Hanbury actually. If he broke it right now, yeah, he could have like 20 votes up his sleeve by now.
Wouldn't win it though.
No, I wouldn't win. I think Hanbury, everyone's talking how far in front Fife will be. I reckon Hanbury will be, he's flying at the moment. He had another 42 yesterday.
That's alright.
Yeah, so
It's been flying under the radar.
Yeah, certainly Hanbury for mine.
Won't be Josh Kennedy.
No.
He's been terrible. It's very unlikely. David Armitage, Dylan Shield. I don't know, they've been in good form this year.
Yeah.
Tough to pick. Lockie Neal's been okay, but he's not going to win a Brownlow. Fife's going to steal the votes for him.
Yeah, Paddy Dangerfield could be around the mark too.
He certainly could be because they do love him.
They do.
And he had a poor year last year and he still got 23 votes or something. I don't know how he did, but he did.
Oh, Jesus.
My love affair with Dangerfield continues.
Continues, that's for sure.
Go for it, mate.
If Sal wasn't Geelong's captain, who do you think would be? It's a pretty good question, isn't it? I suppose if it happened right now, probably Mitch Duncan would maybe be the man next in line. And a couple other names I threw around that maybe if it happened prior to his appointment, possibly James Kelly, Harry Taylor, or Jimmy Bartel, I suppose. Some experienced and well-decorated players for the club.
Yeah, they've been good.
Yeah, and they certainly seem like they've got the leadership qualities, so yeah, there's a few names.
Beautiful. I've gone with, if it was right now, it'd be Mitch Duncan, assuming he's playing fit, which he's not. If it was a few years ago before, surely, well, as you mentioned, got appointed, I'd say Jimmy Bartel. Never quite seen, maybe he's the captain of the Cats, but he's certainly been a superstar over 270-something games.
Yeah, certainly.
So, no, those would be my picks. And we got Dicko HD. I'm back, boys. Haha. Good to have you back, mate. How many games do you believe the following players will finish their careers on? Dustin Fletcher, Brent Harvey, Adam Goods, Matthew Pellich, Corey Enright. P.S. I'm a Hawthorn supporter. I don't know if you're trying to say you're not biased by mentioning different players or that you're taking note of Shorty's hate for Hawthorn and trying to say...
You don't like him either, mate. Let's be honest.
I don't voice as much as you do, but that's fine. I'm one for saying how it is, so it doesn't always work out too well. Dustin Fletcher, well, he's probably going to retire at the end of the year and he'll be rested and injured and stuff, so 405. Boomer Harvey, I reckon he might play next year and he might rack up 420. These are all just guesses. Adam Goods, 370. Matthew Pellich, 334. Corey Enright, 307 because he's going to retire. So I think all of them are going to retire this year besides Harvey. And again, it's all guesswork and who knows who's going to get injured and there's so many factors to take into account.
I think you're pretty spot on though with who will retire. I think that's all
Thanks,
aside
mate.
from Harvey. But yeah, no, nice question, mate. It's good.
Yeah, well, next one, mate. And I think it's
Oh,
from
he's got
Dicko
another
again.
one too. Don't he? On a personal note, also, how did you legends meet each other?
Bit of a cute question.
Yeah, pretty personal stuff. But no, that's alright. Well, yeah, we met back in, I can't remember the year, but it was at a mutual friend's birthday. Well, I didn't even know the bloke, did I? Came with my
That's how funny it is.
ex-girlfriend to the party, and yeah, I hadn't met many of her friends before, and she was like, "Oh, one guy loves the footy as well. You get along great." I'm like, "Oh, here we go. Yeah, right."
Some bozo.
But something, yeah, sure he does. But nah, we rock up to, I think it was La Porchetta or something, and
Sounds
he's
about
like,
right.
"Oh, here's Tyson. He loves the cats." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, mate." And you'd think the first thing someone would say is, "Oh, yeah, what do you study? What job do you do?" or something. Tyson's just like, "Oh, what's your favourite player, mate?" Opening question.
Straight to the
So
point.
it was pretty funny, but nah, that's how we met. And was it Jackson's birthday?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So there you go.
Shout out to Jackson.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a regular viewer. No.
Yeah, it's 18 in 2012. So there you go.
2012.
That was the year, mate.
There you go. So there you go, Dicko. That's how we met.
That's
mate.
how we met, and that's to everyone how we met.
Yeah.
There you go.
Emotional.
Very much, mate. Good night with the pizza.
Yeah, that was pretty funny night actually, wasn't it?
Oh, I loved it.
I'm looking at the next question here, mate, and I can't see who reads it or wrote it.
Yeah, I can't see his name either. It might be on the. I think it's Jay. It says Jay on here, so
Oh, yeah.
just Jay.
Just stuck over on the page one, but anyway,
Yep.
that's alright. Would you like to see State of Origin come back, he says? And then, if so, how would you make it work? So prestigious in the NRL. Yeah, it is prestigious in the NRL, and I don't think it should come back.
Bang.
Nah, it's a
Kills
thing
the
of
dream.
It's a thing of the past, and the reason I think, yeah, it's great watching back and playing for the Big V. It's fantastic in theory, but the fact is, they've kind of tried it before, even in a one-off style.
Yeah.
You don't get the players playing. If you're going to do it, you got to do it right, and you just clubs aren't going to put their players up. You know, you're not going to put Pendlebury, whether it's mid-season, end of season, start of you know, you risk injury.
That's as simple as it is.
Yeah, so it just wouldn't work. I mean, imagine if we had this Big V clash, which would be great in spectacle, but not mean much, really, until it got built up, which I don't think it has a starting point. But if Pendlebury goes down with a knee, costs Collingwood a flag, who knows? So I just don't think it's possible anymore. Cause,
Nah, injuries so ever present.
yeah, and AFL is such a 24/7, 365 thing these days.
Yeah, definitely.
There are, worked fitness and diet to the minute of the year, just about. They get little spare time, and I think the spare time they do, they'd rather chill with their families or go on a holiday rather than pull on the boots again. So I think that's my thoughts. Do you have anything to add, mate?
That's exactly what you were going to say, and I knew you'd say it. So yeah, it's probably mainly the injury front and how would it work and all that kind of thing. So my quick two little cents there.
Yeah, no, it's romantic, but I don't think it'll happen.
No, it's like maybe romance in the movies. It's just not quite as it is.
True.
Junkyard Dog, again, he's on the question, which is good, every week, and he's still continuing the vein, so very nice. If for some reason Geelong were no longer in the AFL, such a weird, interesting scenario, which AFL team would you choose to support? Have you ever been involved in a fight in an AFL match? If not, what is the biggest fight you have seen in an AFL game? Well, I haven't played AFL, mate, unfortunately, so I have not been involved in the fight there. But
what about local stuff?
But that's what I was going to go down. But in terms of the teams, actually, that was the first part.
Yeah.
It'd be Collingwood, Fremantle, or Port Adelaide.
Collingwood. Wow.
Collingwood's actually my second favourite club, and I used to sort of barrack for them a little bit before I really started seriously following footy. So, yeah, it's a weird one, but I hate pretty much most of the teams, so yeah, it's tough to really pick a team. I wouldn't want to barrack for anyone else, and I would like to think Geelong would always be part of the AFL. So.
Yeah.
And no fights for me. I don't think I got involved in any at local level. I just don't see the point in it. You've only got everything to lose if you engage in contact. You can only get reported or sent off. Well, it does remind me. I did get yellow carded one day for a late bump.
Okay.
It was ridiculous.
You dog, mate.
He took the mark, and I just gave him a bit of a bump to make him earn it. The old-fashioned make him earn it. No malice in it at all. And then they're like, okay, we're going to give you a warning. Then one of the other guys is like, oh, no, you're going off. yellow card. I'm like, what? We're up by 209 points at this stage, so it's
Just making your presence felt, mate.
just making the presence felt. That's it. But in terms of the biggest fight in an AFL game, probably the line in the sand match 2004, the Bombers and the Hawks. I've never seen such a bloody incident, and Collingwood and Richmond have had a few fiery encounters along with Collingwood and Carlton, so it's hard to pick out one.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Some pretty solid points there, and yeah, if Geelong weren't part of the AFL,
You go GWS.
I wouldn't follow anyone. No. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. As I said, I'll regret putting these 3 teams down.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I don't know what I'd do, probably. I don't know. I'd maybe follow someone locally, or maybe if we had a VFL contingent or something, I don't know, I'd probably do something like that. But nah, I wouldn't follow anyone else. But as far as being in fights, nah, I think I'm more likely to get in a scrum in indoor soccer on a Monday night. I got a yellow card there. But
That's funny.
nah, it's not worth it in the footy games, is it? You just...
Nah. You remove control from yourself and you give it to someone else. So.
Yeah, well, at local level, you're likely to come off second best, especially being a skinny fella like myself, and you do no favours to your team. So
Yeah.
And
It's just dumb.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Simple as
So
that.
I'd agree with you in the AFL style as well. The Essendon and Hawthorn have had some fiery clashes. You mentioned that one, and the Lloydie, Campbell Brown, Lloydie on Sewell first.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
watched in the moment on that, which was good.
yeah, same. And then Brown on the retaliation. While there weren't as many fists thrown, it was as fiery as it's going to get on a footy field in the modern day.
Yeah.
So
North and Hawthorn really got into it a few weeks back.
yeah,
That was a very fiery game.
Lakey on Petrie.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
year. Very nice.
Dari Joe, one of our biggest fans, and he always gets a shout out and a review, so that's
And
good
he's
stuff.
a great bloke. Even though I've never met him.
In your opinion, who is the best AFL commentator on A, TV, and B, radio? Yeah, I've given a couple of names for each. I think it's hard to go past the duo of Bruce McAvaney and, of course, Dennis Committee.
Dennis.
Yeah, they in combination they're fantastic, and the passion both of them have. Almost Bruce's passion to call the game is outstanding, and Dennis with his witty comments and knowledge of the game as well, and they just call it as good as you could. I think it's fantastic. And radio, I listen to Triple M, so I love the special comments of Gary Lyon.
You love Gaz.
Yeah, I do. I love the passion and enthusiasm of JB. He just gets up and about over, hit the ball up really. So, and I also like Hutto, who I guess I've seen on radio and TV. So a bit from column A and a bit from column B for Hutto.
Very nice. I've gone with Anthony Hudson for TV. I guess more or less Foxtel these days. He used to be Channel 10. I love Hutto because he loves the Cats, and also he just has a vast vocabulary. He words things in so many different ways, and it's great. And his enthusiasm and professionalism is second to none, I think. So Hutto's a gem. Radio, I don't really listen to the radio, but BT probably when he's been on the radio. And he's alright on TV as well. He's funny.
Yeah, you like BT, don't you?
BT's good. Everyone gives him flack, but I don't. I feel like Hutchie has done a bit of commentary
Yeah,
lately. I think I think he goes alright.
he did a fair bit back in the day as well.
Yeah, I remember 2001 with the Essendon and North Melbourne game, and probably just in general 2001. So Hutchie, you'd think he'd be a special comment, or not even on the footy, but he does a good job.
Yeah, no, he does.
And James Chan, who was a better player, Ken McGregor or Peter Street, both icons of the modern game. That was better than the joke last week about Carlton, so I'd have to go Ken McGregor just.
Not sure if seriously.
Not sure if serious. I'll go, Ken McGregor, quite comfortably there, but you probably want me to say Peter Street based on the joke you're putting out to us. So, McGregor was much better. Peter Street's lazy, and he's lazy in local level as well, so there you go.
So true.
Alright, I didn't realise I had this question as well. Aussie video maker. Why have Hawks been losing badly, you think, and why do you think that?
That awkward full stop.
Nicely worded question, mate. There's a few factors. The loss of hunger, potentially. I mean, they've won 2 in a row, and naturally you're not as hungry, because that ultimate goal is winning a premiership. It's like, what do you do after you win a premiership? I guess you naturally want to win more, but it's so hard once you've done it, and it's easy just to kick back a little bit. And there's other teams that are getting better, and Hawthorn declining ever so slightly, but I don't think they've been that bad this year. I think the score was just been on the wrong end for them a couple of times. I'll get into that in a moment, but injuries and suspension hasn't held them out either. Hodge and Lewis, huge disfavours to the club with getting their suspension and being undisciplined. Shouldn't have done that, and they lost a couple of games as a result. So they lost to the Giants and they lost to the Swans, which they probably should have won. And had they had those two in, they probably wouldn't have lost.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
But back to what was my original point I was going to elaborate on?
The scores, and I'd imagine the closeness of them.
Yeah, well, if you give Hawthorn 2 more seconds against Essendon, they win. Give them 2 more minutes against Port Adelaide, they probably win. So then they're 6 and 2 rather than 4 and 4, which we were talking about a few weeks ago. But they'll be in a much better spot. So I guess in that case it'll be 8 and 2, assuming they win today.
Yeah,
rather than where they're at the moment. But no, they'll bounce back. They play their best footy when it counts, and it's been proven. So as long as they make top 4, they're a very good chance.
Yeah, they'll be there and abouts, won't they? That's for sure.
Yeah, they find a way when it really whips a crack.
Yeah,
go for it, mate.
They certainly do, mate. Joshua Instone, he's asking Supercoach style, should I put Hodge, Treloar or Armitage as captain in Supercoach? Well, hopefully it wasn't for this week, mate, because a filming on the Sunday to be put out midweek is much help to you, but I've sort of done this question in regards to this week. I would have gone Adam Treloar. I don't even know how he's going at the moment, but Hodge plays later today, as does Armitage. I wouldn't have gone Armitage because against the Hawks, there's potential for Hawthorn to absolutely belt them, and that of course takes away the possibility for a really big score for Armitage. And Hodge, look, it was 50-50 between him and Treloar. Hodge could go bang, but also if he plays a bit more of a half-back role, he might bust out anywhere from 90 to 110, but you might want more than that. So
there's better players than Hodge to pick as captain.
Certainly. Well, he's not a defender, but he can possibly play in the defensive line, so that's always a risk. But Treloar can certainly pump out a 150, so
if he wants.
Yeah, if he wants to. So look, that would have been my selection, mate. But some handy choices, no doubt.
Yeah, I went with Armitage or Hodge in the mindset of over the course of the year. I think Treloar can be a bit hot and cold. Like, can get 150 one week and 50 the next, as you've said, and his average is 100. So Armitage has pumped out some great scores over the course of the year, and he's having his career best season, as it's been said. And Hodge is generally reliable, but I'd pick Fife or Pendlebury before I'd even think about these guys. So
you could pick Kennedy like I did.
That's
and absolutely
nasty.
Spud it up. I was going for Dangerfield or Kennedy. Anyway,
that's nasty, mate.
Brutal.
I got burnt by Kennedy one week and never go near him ever again.
Yeah, disappointing.
I nearly want to trade him out. Reed Peterson home. Make a league for AFL Fantasy next year with a few exclamation marks on the end. So he's pretty excited about it, mate.
Yeah, we could probably do it, yeah.
Oh, why not? I mean, we've got 272 subscribers at this point in time making a video. How many leagues do we have to make? A couple.
That'd be quite a few.
But yeah, no guarantee that everyone watches the Q&A, and no guarantee everyone sees all the videos.
We could certainly attempt it though.
Yeah, no, why not? I can't see any harm in it. So get the fans involved again.
Yeah, no, that would be good fun.
Which is what we're doing with these Q&As.
Yeah, that's
and that is Q&A episode 8. We're all wrapped up. Very nice.
Work, mate.
Yeah, no, as I was going to say, very nicely done today. Feel free to check out other Q&As and what kind of questions people have been asking and what kind of answers have been given to those questions. Love saying that quote.
Let's see if we're right or not.
Pretty much. So that's all we got to do, guys. Just keep asking more questions, and we just keep getting more episodes churning out. So keep it up, guys. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Share it around to all your mates so they can ask plenty of questions as well. And don't forget to click that subscribe button. We absolutely love subscribers, mate. It just gets us so excited and up and about. So keep that all going. Thanks for sticking around, guys, and we'll catch us all next time.